Echoes in a meat cathedral, a scar where my soul used to be, post emotional vacancy and its commercial applications. The premise is not a loss, but a successful permanent excision. The soul, see volatile, unprofitable sentiment, has been cleanly removed, leaving behind a flawless, keratinous tissue of pure function. This is not a wound, it is a healed outcome. The scar is a psychological Kevlar, a non reflective surface that absorbs all effective shrapnel. Market viability lies in its application as a personal firewall against empathy based marketing and grief. It is the ultimate subscription service, the self as a closed system. Echoes in a meat cathedral, bioacoustic phenomenon of memory. The cranium is recontextualized as a sacred, hollow space, a cathedral constructed from biological matter. Within this vault, echoes are not sonic events, but the recursive playback of cognitive imprints, a voice, a melody, a trauma. The architecture is wetware, the reverberations are synaptic. The phenomenon is the horrifying and beautiful delay between a lived experience and its endless decaying repetition within the bone dome. Research indicates these echoes gain distortion with each iteration, eventually becoming a liturgy of the self. Postcoital apocalypse, the thermodynamic aftermath of intimacy, a state of total systemic collapse following biomechanical fusion, not an explosion but an entropic dissipation. The event horizon of climax gives way to the cooling universe of the bedsheet. All prior structures, desire, selfhood, the fiction of two discrete entities, are rendered obsolete. The atmosphere is heavy with the fallout of spent chemistry. This is the quiet absolute end of a shared world, measured in slowing breath and the sensation of being a collapsed star. I miss my own corruption, nostalgia for a compromised operating system. A paradoxical yearning for a previous state of systemic decay, the subject expresses a longing for the glitches and viruses of a former self, the bad code of vice, the beautiful flaws of moral compromise. This corruption provided texture, definition, and a compelling narrative of decay. The current state of perceived integrity is experienced as a sterile, featureless plane. The memo is a request to reinfect the system, to downgrade from a clean, stable build to a more interesting, broken one. The residue, persistent traces of vanished systems. This is what remains after the event, the concept, or the person has been removed. It is not the thing itself, but its indelible stain, a psychic film, a chemical shadow. It is the perfume on a discarded shirt, the emotional shape left in a mattress, the behavioral tic inherited from a terminated relationship. The residue is non functional. It cannot be used to reconstruct the source. It is pure, useless effect, clinging to surfaces and the subconscious with the tenacity of a synthetic scent. A perfectly sterile room, the psychological implications of absolute null. This is not cleanliness, this is a state of ontological vacuum, a space where no biological, historical, or emotional particulate is permitted to settle. The air is not fresh, it is new perpetually. The threat is not contamination, but the absolute lack of it. In this environment, the self has nothing to reflect against and begins to decohere. The perfectly sterile room is a terror of purity, a white so total it becomes a void, silently demanding a flaw to give it definition. Man is the cord cut on the fundamental state of disconnection. The core thesis: humanity is defined not by what it is, but by its primary pre existing condition of severance. The cord is a metaphor for a primal sustaining link to meaning, to a creator, to a collective unconscious, to a planetary biosphere that has been severed. We are not the blade, we are the dangling end. All of human endeavor, art, love, war, technology, is the frantic bioelectric spasming of the severed length, trying to feel a current that no longer flows. Our condition is one of live wire isolation.